There are lots of different kinds of snakes that live in the rainforest. Snakes are a type of reptile. They lay eggs, and they're different from us because they don't have hair or fur on their bodies. Instead, they're covered with scales. Snakes are not slimy at all. They're very smooth and slippery if you've ever touched one. They're very amazing creatures. They do like to eat other animals, especially small animals like mice, and sometimes even lizards. Let's read about some different snakes that live in the rainforest from our book, Totally Amazing Rainforests. There's always a watchful predator about, ready to fight to the death. Many animals have ingenious ways of catching their prey. They may trap, poison, bite, or even strangle it, or they may just swallow it up alive. Viper swipe. The eyelash viper fixes its eyes on its target, rotates its fangs at the front of its upper jaw into position, aims, and bites with deadly accuracy. It injects a lethal poison straight through its fangs into its prey. So in the picture here, we have the eyelash viper that we were just reading about. Strange but true. Snakes can stretch their elastic skin to help them swallow their prey. Another kind of snake that lives in the rainforest is called the anaconda. The anaconda is a giant snake that can grow to be as long as 6 children lying end to end. It wraps its long body around its victim and then squeezes it. So some snakes capture their prey through poison in their fangs. Others are called constrictors, and they basically just squeeze their prey. So the eyelash viper uses poison, but the anaconda uses squeezing. Snakes may seem like they're very mean, but all animals in nature have a reason to eat what they do. And if snakes didn't eat the animals that they did, then there'd be too much of those kind of animals. So every animal who eats another animal helps to keep the populations in balance, so there's not too many mice and not enough snakes or something like that. So they're not mean. That's just the kind of food that they eat, and it actually helps because then there's not too many of a certain type of animal. Keeps everything in balance. Today, you're going to get to make your own snake picture, and you get to do some printing to make the snake skin look realistic. So you're going to use your bright green paper and some markers or crayons or pencil, however you want to draw your snake on your paper. And then you have a piece of bubble wrap that looks like this. So here's a picture of a snake. This is the one that I was kind of using as my inspiration. Maybe it's an emerald tree boa, something like that. So I kind of use this picture to help me create my snake. Now, to give my snake a realistic texture, here's what we're going to do. Get out your paints. You can use these paints that you have at home, or if you have some tempera paints left over from last month or your own set of tempera paints, you could use those as well. Here's what you should do. Use your paintbrush to put a little bit of water. If you're using this kind of paint, put a little bit of water on the color you're going to use. Don't use too much water, just a little bit. Okay, you don't need to keep adding water. Once it's wet, you're good. If you use too much water, you're not going to have a good print. And then I like to put this on my hand like a little mitten. So put that on the hand that you don't write with. Use your paintbrush with the hand that you do write with, and go ahead and paint the bubble wrap the color you want it to be. You don't want to make it too wet. So it should look something like that when you're done. It's not dripping wet, has a lot of good color on it. And then I'm going to take my snake picture and I'm going to use this to make prints. So we're going to do it like a stamp. I'm not going to smear it or you won't get that nice bumpy texture. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to make a print. I'm pressing down with my hand onto my paper. And then I'm going to carefully lift my hand up, and we should end up with some nice scales for our snake. Do you like it? Then you can do that again. You don't need to add more water, just add a little more paint. To your bubble wrap, and then make another print on your snake. I'm pressing down nice and hard, and then I'm lifting it up. So when I lift it, I give my snake a nice scaly looking texture. What do you think? Do you want to try? And then feel free to add other details to your picture if you want to. Like I started working on a branch for my snake to lie on. You might do something like that, or you can put your snake somewhere else. Maybe it's up in the treetops. Maybe it's down on the ground. Wherever you want to put your snake. All right, have fun with your snake skin project, and I'll see you soon.